Hey guys, welcome to Repay It Up. We are a family of three and we have started our homesteading journey and we are trying to do it on a budget and debt free. So welcome to our channel. Today's video is going to be about how we budget for the month and the year, and then we will go into how we set up our sinking funds and then our monthly check-ins. So if you like to see more, know more, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and we'll get into it. Alright, so this is our monthly setup here. At the beginning of every year, I go through and I figure out what our monthly budget is going to be based on the minimum amount of income that I think we will bring in for each month. Then if we get overtime with my husband's pay or any other money comes in, that's just a bonus and we can allocate it to our sinking funds or savings as we need it. So our budget does not change each month, but our actual income and expenses might vary. I will show you an example in March where we went over on our grocery spending, but it was okay because we had extra overtime come in with my husband's pay. And then every Friday I like to do a check-in. So each week I come in and I put the date, the transaction, amount, category, and description that it falls under so I can keep track of every transaction that we have. At the end of every month, when I see what is left over, that is when we will allocate it towards the sinking funds or savings challenges. So these numbers here that I have in my budget are the minimum amount I would like to put into that category, and obviously I would love to be able to put more into it. But once the money leaves our budget each month, it will never come back into our budget as like savings used or anything like that. It then goes into its own category called sinking funds. And here I have a goal of what I would like for each category to save up for, what I think our average expenses will be, and then I have what our income means, what we've actually been able to put into that category, and then I have the expenses out of each category below it. As you can see here, with home insurance and my birthday, we have filled those categories up and we spent everything out of it that we want to spend, and so we should have $0 or a couple cents left. In blue up here, that means those are our annual sinking funds. They are things that we know are going to happen once a year for a pretty much fixed amount. Then over here in white, we have our variable sinking funds. We have a general goal of what we would like to spend throughout the year, but it may be less, it may be more. And as you can see, we've already been spending out of our variable sinking funds. Then at the end, I have a miscellaneous category for any of those random things that pop up throughout the year. And then I have random money. So things like Christmas, birthdays, special projects that have their own separate budget, I like to put them in here so that when we did our coupon garden build this year, I was budgeting $4,000, but we only ended up needing $2,500. And here's all the expenses that we had come out for that project. We recently moved to a new home and we had to gravel the driveway. Well, that became a separate line item here. We technically didn't budget for it, but it ended up costing us almost $1,700. Things like that, they come out here, and when the category is finished, it becomes red. So this year my husband decided he wanted to have his Spotify, so he put $43 in for a few months, and then if he wants to continue it, then he will just have to give me that money out of his allowance. So at the end of the year, I like to keep a tally of what overall we have actually spent in each category, the percentage of our income that's going towards that, and then an overall balance. So if for some reason we were ever to be negative sinking funds, that means it would show up here, so the overall balance would reflect that. I also keep track of our savings accounts and what we have saved up there. Right now, due to the move and all the things that we needed for the house, we have kind of depleted our savings a bit. So my goal for this year is by the end of the year, by the end of December, to have rebuilt back up our savings account, to have our emergency fund built back up. We also, in the next couple years, are going to need new cars. So we're also going to be saving up for that. So each project that we do on the farm, we want to hopefully fund that with cash without going into debt, as well as bigger things like buying cars or buying an ATV or anything else we need for life. The only debt we have right now is our mortgage and our house payment, and we don't have any plans on paying that off anytime soon. That's kind of a long-term down the road goal. But other than that, we are completely debt-free, and it has taken us the first 5, 6, 7 years of our marriage to get to that point. And it was not easy. It was very hard. But now that we're here, we don't want to go backwards. We want to continue. So by having this budget and making sure that we're staying on track with everything, watching every penny that comes in, and tracking everything is hopefully what's going to keep us on track with our financial goals. So if this is what you want to follow along with, and you want to see how we progress with paying everything with our cash. Oh, also I wanted to mention, I did not mention this, was that we do not use cash, actually, except for our allowances. That's the only cash we pull out of the bank. Everything else is done on credit cards. We have gotten to the point where we feel very comfortable managing our money, and we feel comfortable that we can pay off our credit cards every single month. And actually what I do is every time a paycheck comes in, we pay the credit card off, no matter what. So it gets paid off every couple weeks. We make sure then we have no interest on it. Nothing gets missed. It's kind of a part of the routine is you get paid, you pay off the credit card. And that way we're able to take advantage of the points that we earn on these credit cards, build good credit. And in the long run, we wouldn't really have enough money if we just tried to save up to have nice vacations or have some nice extra things if we didn't use those points. So our goal is to use those points to have fun money, to have vacations or go on a special trip or do a special thing, buy that, big toy for our son, whatever it is, it's used through those points so that it's bonus money that we put our work in, we did well with our budget, and that is what we get to have as a bonus. So with all that being said, if this is what you would like to follow along with, please subscribe, please check in. Every week I will have another weekly check-in on where we're at for the month. And so that will be the next video coming up. I hope you guys have a blessed day.